All right, guys, welcome back to Zando Football. Definitely appreciate the support. In this video, we're going to get into part 3 of using the safety midpoint feature. And I'm going to give you another coverage to completely bag a formation like trips tight end flex, as you see on the screen here. All right, so part 1 in using the safety midpoint feature was about a coverage called steal. And I went over exactly what Cody Alexander entailed with that particular coverage and why you would use that to trap an offensive attack like air raids Y cross. You know, we're trying to bait them into making a mistake, but then we are also layering the defense by safety alignment to discourage the offense from running a different concept like Y corner. All right, so definitely go watch that video where I kind of touch into that. And in part 2, I went over how using the safety midpoint feature with cover 9, okay, and why I like to use cover 9 with the strong midpoint adjustment. So definitely go check that out. And then in this video, we are going to use double bracket switch with the strong safety midpoint alignment. And I will show you how I completely disrupt many concepts from trips tight end flex with this defense. So this is a defense that I've added to the toolbox of defending this formation. I like to run cover 4 palms with the subtle adjustment, and this is another coverage that I guarantee you will want to add to your ways of defending this formation. Okay, so what we're doing, so this kind of ties into another video I made, the differences between double bracket switch, and bracket switch Willie. So go check out that video. All right, so whenever you call double bracket or double bracket switch, first question, is there a slot on the field? Yes, there is. So guess what? We are doubling this receiver with the safety in the corner, and then the number 1 on the opposite end of the slot, we're going to double him with the safety and the corner. All right, and of course, everyone else is in man-to-man coverage. You want to play inside leverage on this guy. You want to play with inside leverage on this guy. All right, now, with that said, I know that I'm playing this coverage. You guys know because I told you. But if you were the offense coming out with this formation and you saw this defensive presentation, okay, never in a million years would you think that we are playing that coverage. Okay, this looks kind of funky. It may be some middle of the closed weird defense. We got the safety capping. Looks like he's capping the 1 on the strong side. Okay, and it looks like we have a way to attack here with the tight end, right? Maybe he's got some type of one-on-one deal, etc. Okay, and that's the whole point of using this midpoint feature. So I'm going to go ahead and play it, and he's going to throw an interception. I got like 7 different clips of me running this coverage against this formation, so let's go ahead and run it. And I'll go over who I user, why, and what you want to do post-snap. Okay, so in this defense, guys, the reason why this is so good, okay, is because remember in double bracket switch, the corner is going to play with hard inside leverage, or what I call inside edge, and the safety is going to play hard outside leverage or outside edge on the slot, okay? And the way this corner plays hard inside leverage is a lot different than how you would have if he played just regular inside shade. The reason why he can be so aggressive on inside breaking routes is because, again, he has someone on the outside to play aggressive on outside breaking routes. So it doesn't matter if this guy breaks inside and you're actually wrong. You know, maybe it's a double move and he goes upfield. Well, you have assurance by this player on the outside to top that route if he goes inside, okay? Or if he were to fake and whip back out and you're playing hard inside and you get beat, well, guess what? I'm hard outside. So I provide a window for you to be very aggressive on the inside. You're not really afraid of this player beating you hard to the outside. I hope my painting wasn't to the point where it didn't make any sense, okay? But I assure you it's gonna make a lot more sense here. So the same thing is happening on the one on the opposite end, okay? Now remember, in double bracket switch, on the one side, the corner is going to play hard outside leverage no matter what. Doesn't matter if you pick double bracket or double bracket switch. Where it switches with double bracket and switch is on the slot. So the safety will always be inside leverage on the one on this side, and that's who we are playing. So what this allows us to do is it allows us to read the release of the tight end and trips tight end flex. If he cuts inside, hard inside, then yes, we're gonna take that route and overtake it hard and cut it off, okay? However, when he releases off the ball like this and you see how he's gonna make an outside move, well, now we don't have to come over and double that out route. And the reason why is because our corner, our defender, is gonna play hard outside leverage, really hard aggressively outside, because he knows he has inside insurance by us. So any outside breaking route by the tight end is almost completely bagged by this outside corner, okay? So when we see him break outside, we're able to match something else and help the defense elsewhere, right? So when I see him cut outside, okay, I'm not even trying to help out this guy. He's gonna cut this off to the outside, okay? And you can tell that my opponent wanted to go there, but this doesn't look like it's gonna break open at all, right? So now we are kind of midpointing here to help out this guy. So I would assume maybe he looked here, that's not open. Looking here, but this is double. Look how the safety is taking away the outside, right? Hard outside, hard inside. And he's gonna go to his fourth read, who is jammed at the LOS, and we get an interception here. So this defense, the way we're able to play this, you guys, we have different, okay, I like to put them in 4 different categories, all right? Use the timestamps, I'm sorry. You have zone that is like pure zone. So that's where you get like cover 3 sky, cover 4 drop zone, to where players drop, widen, get depth, and get to their landmarks, and they react and all that, right? And then you have zone that turns into like match. That's where you get like cover 3 match, where, you know, the play art, it shows zone, but based upon how the routes develop, we may turn into man-to-man coverage on our defenders, okay? Then you have, so that's 1 and that's 2. Then you have pure man. That's where you get like 2-man, right? Or cover 1 robber, stuff like that, to where, you know, you are assigned to a man-to-man defender, and no matter what, that's who you are going to cover man-to-man post flop, no matter what he runs. And then you have man match, okay? Like pure man defenses, but you may defend somebody else based upon a route distribution post flop. That's where you get stuff like cover 5 cougar and things of that nature. That's the way I break up the different coverages, all right? I know it may sound a little bit corny, but that's the way I see things. So this is a way to where we can kind of get in this type of mode where, again, we are the inside hard on this guy and we read his route. And if he breaks to the outside, then we can just go and match something else. Maybe we can help out on the number 3. We don't have to help really here, or maybe we can help out on a front side crosser. And we're able to do that, again, because he's gonna cut off any hard outside breaking route, and we don't necessarily have to double that route, right? So you're gonna see me use this against this formation time and time again. All right, so I'm reading the release of 1. Okay, the second he going to break outside, right? All right, now I can help somewhere else. Look how hard he is taking away that outside breaking route. And this is a great player against, you know, a non-star player on the outside. But again, he's playing hard, aggressively outside because he has insurance to the inside because he knows we are doubling him. Okay, so the reason why, if you started the video and you saw a play It's because this guy ran that same play like 3 straight times. So we get to see it over and over again. This will be the 3rd time he runs it, and then I'm going to show you some other plays. So I think he runs a corner, I think he runs a corner, I think he runs a post, and he runs something like this, right? So man-to-man inside, press, run with it. I'm outside, you're inside. You run and top over this, hard outside, and me as a safety, when I'm aligned here, when I see you break hard into the outside, well, now I can kind of midpoint and almost help on this, okay? Snap. So of course I didn't know he was gonna run the same play again and again, but look, so he got beat hard inside, but now I'm in the middle of the field because I'm not running with this because he broke to the outside and I know my corner has that out leveraged. So now we're gonna move on to some different plays here. And we see how really good this play is against that formation, okay? So this is a different formation. I just wanted to show, you know, some of the weaknesses of this coverage, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm reading this player here, okay? If he breaks hard to the inside, I'm just gonna take it man-to-man. However, if he runs something hard to the outside, then I can get off of that and then look to double something else, okay? And here I'm gonna make a mistake. This player's gonna run up the field and just kind of run up the seam. And because my eyes were looking down and I saw that he was gonna break out, I just broke off and tried to dive to take the out. And my opponent's gonna throw the out, obviously because he's just eyeing his one guy. But we're gonna see an opportunity that was missed by the offense. He could have threw deep inside leverage, okay? So, you know, I just wanted to show where, you know, if you don't play the coverage correctly, you can, see right here, you see I'm gonna break hard on this. You know, I guess he's gonna make the decision to throw this. He could have kind of threw an inside deep ball because this guy's playing, getting beat to the inside. But let's get back to this. I wanted to show this, okay? So the reason why the strong midpoint feature with this is so good, okay, is because this is how they line up if you don't use the safety midpoint feature, okay? Safety is gonna line here, inside, corner's gonna line there, right? And the corner's gonna play outside leverage, safety is gonna play outside leverage, okay? And you know, he's gonna shuffle over, he's gonna wanna play outside leverage, right? But when we use the safety midpoint strong, this is where our safeties will align. And now with midpoint strong, what it does is, and this ties into the first video that I made about midpoint, okay, and using the midpoint feature, okay? This hides a potential weakness in this coverage, okay? Because in this coverage, double, double, man-to-man, 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 all right? We are potentially weak here because he has no deep safety help. But we give the illusion that we are strong here because it looks like the safety is capping over these two players, right? So that may discourage an offense from wanting to run something with the corner running deep up the field. Second of all, the player that gets the ball the least in this type of formation is this outside player. So when they see the safety here, as if he's almost capping the wide receiver here, okay, you know, that's gonna discourage an opponent from wanting to attack with the receiver on this side. And that's what we want. We don't want them to attack deep here because we are one-on-one here, okay? So a lot of times you will get them wanting to run something like this, okay? And helping us out because our corner is playing press and aggressive underneath, okay? Or aggressive man coverage, okay? And that's the whole point of using this midpoint feature. I think, I can't remember his name, Sun Tzu or whatever it is, a war general, where he said, where you are weak, you want to appear strong, and where you are strong, you want to appear weak, okay? Well, you know, we are potentially weak here, but we appear strong with the safety kind of capping this, and that's what I like to use this midpoint strong stuff with, okay? And I think people got it misconstrued in video 1, where I went over the steel coverage, okay, where we are trying to trap a concept in air raid. 1, 2, 3, back, flat, cross, out. I'm not an air raid guy, so forgive me here. I think he ran like a post corner. All right, and with safety strong alignment, the safety was there, corner was here, corner here, backer, okay, corner, and then we got the safety. Okay, and I got comments, multiple comments where I think in air raid with this concept, I think it's a full field concept where they just read 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, right? So scan from left to right. And they were saying, well, with this coverage, what we do, he's a deep half, and we're stealing the backside safety to trap and bait the offense into throwing into the middle of the field here, okay? And people were saying, well, hey, yeah, the corner runs with this, and then this guy's out leveraged, so they would just throw the 2 every single time. That's not the point of the video. I know in the video, I think I said it in the video that, 2 is out on the number 2, but that's not the overall purpose of the video. I know 2 was open in the play, but all you would do if I ran this and I noticed, okay, hey, he hit the second read in the play, even though I was trying to lay a trap here, well, then we would just do something different the next time we run it. Maybe we would press the backer and play with outside leverage, right? The whole point of the video wasn't about, hey, the number 2 is open on the read. It was more so about trying to utilize a feature to get the safety to play outside leverage of the number 2 to discourage the offense from wanting to run something like Y corner, okay? And encourage them to want to run something like Y corner where we are trying to trap and bait them, okay? So yeah, if he threw the out the one time I ran that type of concept, that is fine. 5 plays later when he runs it again, I'm gonna next time play press on the number 2 here and muddy this read because I want him to get to the 3rd read. And that's where we can kind of set the trap, okay? So, that's the thing with my videos, guys. I know you may run into some, hey, that concept didn't work the one time I ran it, or hey, you can get exposed on this side of the field with this throw and that throw and etc. But, I kind of want you guys to see the overall theme and what I'm trying to show. It's all about concepts. The whole point of the video is exactly what I just showed. We are trying to appear strong where we are weak, but appear weak where we are strong with our alignment, all right? It's all about deception, baiting, and trapping, okay? So that's what I like to do with the safety midpoint feature, all right? So we'll get into some more plays of me utilizing it against trips, tight end, flex, okay? So with me doubling this guy, and I'm playing hard inside, this allows me, I can be aggressive pre-snap and where I align. This is not an ideal place to play if I'm playing straight up man-to-man coverage on this guy. However, with a hard outside leverage player, it allows me to be more aggressive in where I line up pre-snap, especially in the red zone here, because if he cuts to the outside, he's gonna cut that off. If he cuts hard to the inside, I will take that. And with me aligning here, I also discourage something from like inside zone, okay? So just by our alignment alone, look at all the different things we discourage the offense from wanting to run. We discourage them from wanting to run inside zone with all this here. We discourage them from running something with 1 up the field where he's actually one-on-one. And we encourage them to want to run something with the slot attacking what appears to be one-on-one here, but he's actually doubled and he's playing hard inside. I mean, it's traps all over the place with this coverage. And then if he breaks to the outside as a safety, I'm going to help inside where I can potentially double that player, right? There's a lot of things going on with this coverage. This is a bag coverage on this formation in the red zone. So when he goes upfield, I'm a little exposed here, but when I saw this hard cut inside, I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna cut this off and hopefully this guy's trying to break to the outside. And guess what, he is. But it's not there. Again, he's playing hard outside because he has help to the inside, or at least he thought he did. We left him out to dry, but that's okay. Look how hard I'm aligning inside again because of the coverage and how the whole time I'm reading this tight end post snap. But I'm doing this because I don't want you to run. Okay, this is discouraging inside zone. Right? Snap, I'm looking at the tight end. Okay, he can't throw that. And I'm playing, I think this is when I first started using the defense and I was in awe of how I was able to do some of this stuff. So I'm just, sorry about this. I'm looking at how everything's developing and I'm not even playing it right? But if I played this correctly, I could midpoint, notice he breaks outside, and then now look to work to help this backer play inside here. So my opponent missed that throw, and he's probably just eyeing down his tight end. He didn't like the throw, and he had this right here. But again, if you played this correctly, he couldn't throw this either. Okay, tight end breaks outside. I don't have to cover that at all as the inside safety. That time we got pressure. This is, I should have took this out, but I'll leave this in here because I just wanted to show trips tight end flex. But I mean, you can look at what's going on here. I mean, look how he throws in the double coverage. So, you know, guys, when I play Madden, you know, I get a practice account and I run stuff like this, and I'll run it like 80 times in a row because I want to see how people react to it, I don't care if it gets, you know, wrecked. He finally figures it out. He figures out where it's weak and he starts attacking it. I still like to understand how it works in the game with the coding of the game. So when I actually play for real and with a real account or whatever, you know, I know what bag of tricks I can grab from. All right, so what I've noticed with this coverage is it is a great coverage against this formation, especially in the red zone, by far. Because when you get this type of formation in the red zone, we can cut off that inside zone with our positioning. We can cut off the tight end from running drags with our inside position. We encourage them to want to run outside breaking routes where we have that cut off really hard, okay? And we discourage them from wanting to throw number one strong, okay? I mean, there's just a lot of things going on with this coverage. Look at what happens here, right? So we're reading the tight end. Okay, the second he hard hinging outside as a tight end, I'm not covering this. This guy has this bagged. So now I'm cutting off this inside underneath route. He can't throw this either. So he probably wanted to throw this, didn't like this, doesn't like this. Look, we have a double team here. This is what I don't like about the game. Sometimes someone who's supposed to play hard inside gets beat anyway. But maybe he didn't like, oh, okay, so then I kind of covered that. So now he's gonna throw to probably his fifth read, who was pressed at the LOS, and this guy's playing hard inside leverage due to the sideline. He's gonna throw an interception, okay? You cannot be getting turnovers in the red zone. So I will leave it at that, guys. I hope you got something from this video. I hope you got what I was trying to convey from part 1, part 2, and part 3. It's all about the concepts of things, guys. I kind of want to feed ideas to people so you can kind of, start coming up with your own things and come up with creative ways to deal with certain problems. And then, of course, we just share things with each other and, put in work on the field. So I'll leave it at that. I hope you got something from this video, and I hope you keep coming back for more, man. Peace.